Yo. What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Hoopin' Sports Talk for Days. I'm your boy Omar, also go by the name of O-Izzy, so just call me O-Izzy. You know what's the deal. We back in full effect. Happy New Year's. I would like to say Happy New Year's to all my followers, subscribers, people that even watch for 1 second. Man, appreciate you guys. For real. Happy New Year's to you and your family. And it means a lot for you guys just to be tuning in to a guy like me. You know what I'm saying? But hey, solo dolo again. We're back at it again. A lot of sports talk happening. We're Monday today. We had NFL games on Saturday. We had NFL games on Sunday. We obviously always got basketball, NBA going on. Like I said, this is more of an NBA and an NFL podcast. I do dabble in a little bit about some other topics from time to time when I feel like it's necessary, like boxing or, college football, which we got going on today with Bama versus Michigan and Texas versus Washington. But I get more in-depth with NBA and NFL because that's what I grew up watching for over 20 plus years. So I feel like I could speak about it more knowledgeable than just randomly dabbling in on things that I might not be too experienced in. But yeah, man, we back on location. Your boy O is here. Solo, like I said, till I could get some more interviews. But I'm getting right into it. What do you guys think of Detroit Lions, Dallas Cowboys played Saturday. Incredible game. Incredible what it looked like atmosphere. Saturday night. Cowboys were winning. Obviously it was a back and forth game. Cowboys took the lead. Made it 20-13. After, a couple quick plays by Dak and the offense of stalling out and leaving time on the possession for Detroit, we had to punt it. And that is where Detroit marched down the field very quickly. I feel like Dan Quinn didn't dial up enough blitzes, didn't bring enough pressure, played loose, which we weren't playing all game, and was allowing Jared Goff to complete passes from like 10, 15, 20, 25 yards, all the way until they scored a touchdown and made it 20-19. And then, from there, we got the controversial 2-point conversion. What can I say, man? I mean, it was, did he report? Did he not report to the ref? I don't know. Well, I'll get back to that. But they scored it, obviously made it 21-20. Then we got the flags on the play after like 20 seconds of celebration and Cowboy Nation thinking we lost this game, and boom, we see one flag drop, another flag drop. Boy, they were dropping like flies. It was like bam, bam, bam. I was like kind of surprised, you know what I'm saying? But when I saw the flags, I knew something was up. Sure enough, they said that number 68 was ineligible, and he did not report the offensive lineman for him to catch the 2-point conversion. Do I agree with the call? No. Why don't I agree with the call? Keeping it, just what I see, not what other people see, is you could have made that call right away, or somebody out of the officiating would have known that he reported ineligible. They waited till they caught it, celebrated it, and then all of a sudden you see the flags. I relate it to like an NBA official where somebody got fouled, but you wait to see if he made it to call an and one. But if he didn't, you're gonna give him the foul. If he did, you're not gonna call it. You get what I'm saying? Like they kind of played it like that. Like damned if I do, damned if I don't. When I'm watching the NBA, somebody goes up for a layup. He clearly gets fouled. They don't want to call it yet to see if he makes it. If he makes it, they don't call it. If he misses it, they call it. NFL, this was a bad look. A bad look for the NFL. I'm a Cowboy fan. I want the Cowboys to win. I'm happy we won. But I got to keep it real. it looked way off. Like the whole projection, the whole, calling it late, the whole feels like somebody came in on a helicopter on a headset and told them, hey, call a flag, this can't happen. Dallas can't lose today. Jimmy Johnson celebrating it in the Ring of Honor like it's a big day, and Detroit's already in the playoffs. Like, it was a lot of things that went through my mind when that flag was called, but cheating was definitely one of them. And I'm sorry, when we got at first they said that he didn't report, but then we saw other angles of him clearly going up to the official saying something. What else could he be saying? Like I said, they can't make it obvious that it's going to be to him, so he's got to kind of do it smooth. I don't agree with the call, man. Dallas ended up winning 21-20. They don't get the 2-point conversion. Dan Campbell ends up electing to even after that and the 5-yard. Then they come back. Get it back on the 4-yard line. Still go for it again. Don't get it. Should Dan Campbell went for the extra point after the flag? Maybe. I think he might have, but I do also think that he had it in his mind, man, we coming to win this game. I'm not trying to go to OT. So I just feel like the officiating this year in the NFL, with all the gambling that's going on, all the betting going on, you got prize picks daily, you got underdog fantasy, you could place a bet from your living room, all these different apps for prizes, for cash and gambling has really screwed up the game. I know that it's always been part of the game. I get that. Gambling has always been part of the game, way before my time. But I'm saying, for it to be so accessible these days, I don't understand. Like, I feel like it's really, really messing the officials' head, and they're not able to make the right judgment call. I watched the game like Cincinnati and Kansas City yesterday. Browning, their backup quarterback for Cincinnati, gets away from the pocket, tries to throw it before he's down, and there's Joe Mixon's clearly right there, and they see it, but they call intentional grounding. In a crucial part of the game when it's 22-17, back them up 10 yards, make it 2nd and 20. Like, the little calls that they're making are not little; they've become really big, like calls as far as affecting the outcome of the game. 10 yards is huge when it's supposed to be 10, it's 2nd and 20 now. Now you're behind the 8 ball, you're pretty much going to punt. I feel like they're slick, and they know what they're doing. NBA and NFL officiating has been trash this year. It's been the worst I've ever seen it. It's making me not even enjoy the game because I'm always feeling like there's going to be a call that fucks up the game. So I'm very crucial about the officiating because there's consequences to these calls that they're making. You feel me? You can't just be making any calls. You just can't be. So switching topics. Dallas won. Quick breakdown of the NFL. Detroit's still in the playoffs, but we'll see what happens. Detroit Lions, that is. We got Lamar beating the Dolphins 56-19. Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens beating the Miami Dolphins 56-19. Lamar threw for 5 TDs, 321 yards. MVP. I saw that lady say that she wants her MVP to be more quarterbacky. Like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? That shit gave off of I want my quarterback to be white vibe. I ain't gonna lie, this is for all. This podcast is for all races. I'm welcome to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I love everybody, all types of ethnicities. But she gave off, I want my quarterback to be white when she said, I want my quarterback to be more quarterbacky. So what the hell is Lamar Jackson? He could run, he could throw, he could read the defense, he can be accurate. He's had 2 perfect passer ratings. Never been done in the history, I don't think, of the NFL. Like, if it has been, it hasn't been in forever. You can correct me, you know what I'm saying? But it definitely hasn't been done this year, for damn sure. I saw something like Patrick Mahomes, as great as he is, has never even had a perfect passer rating game. Lamar's done it in 2 games this year. I mean, damn. I guess he ain't quarterbacky, but damn, he doing something right. Shit. Maybe if the other quarterbacks were like Lamar, you know, they'll be less quarterbacky and more Lamar Jackson-esque. Killing it. MVP. Stop playing with him. Stop playing with him. Stop playing with him. He's going to be at 24 TDs, 7 interceptions. If you talk about statistics with other players like a Dak, a Brock Purdy, a McCaffrey, a Josh Allen, all these other Tyreek Hill, you got to go with the records, and the records are just too shaky. Cowboys 5 losses, Dolphins 6 losses, Buffalo 6 losses. Lamar beat the shit out of the 49ers, so how can you give it to one of them when Lamar beat them and outperformed them? It's just not. The math ain't mathing. So 2-time MVP about to be Lamar Jackson. Congratulations in advance. I would say that this is the year that I feel like Lamar got to lead them to this ship. And if he does, the sky's the limit. And Super Bowl, man. That's what Baltimore fans want. I'm a Lamar Jackson, I love to watch him. And I think that this is the year that they could definitely make the Super Bowl run. They're 13-3, beating great teams, Detroit, San Francisco, Miami, etc., etc., etc. They've beaten a lot of great teams. So, shout out to the Ravens. As far as the Dolphins are concerned, man, I've been critical of Miami Dolphins because I feel like the Dolphins, you know what I'm saying, They showed early in the season, can they be good teams? It's something that I've been dwelling on, stressing, saying, are they good enough to be great teams? They lost to Buffalo. They lost to Baltimore. They lost to Philly. I know Philly's not playing great right now. They barely beat the Cowboys at home, which was a shaky game, a lot of questionable calls. So, Miami Dolphins are a good team. Don't get it twisted, with great players. You got Tyreek, you got Tua, you got Waddle, even though he didn't play. I understand, but you'll still have Cedric Wilson Jr. did a good job filled in. Moser, he was hurt. So as far as the offense, I will give them that they had some injuries for sure. I still think they can make noise in the playoffs, but I just don't see a Super Bowl run. Bradley Chubb, the beast linebacker for the Miami Dolphins, who's been playing great football. He's not really a linebacker. They put him at the defensive line, edge and all that, edge rusher, but he could do it all. Has having a great season, and I think they fear that he tore his ACL. So definitely kind of upset about that for him, and that's going to be a big blow to the Dolphins. So that I don't know about Miami. Moving forward, they got a showdown to win the division now with Buffalo. Winner of that game wins the division. Man, I gotta say, man, I don't know about that one. I might make my prediction later in the week, but if I were to say right now who got the high hand, I gotta go with Buffalo winning the division, winning that game and winning the division. So we'll see. Detroit kind of falling down. Quick hitters as far as in the NFL. Pittsburgh won, Indianapolis won, keeping their playoff hopes alive. Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season. Congrats to Mike Tomlin. He finds a way to get it done. Very good coach. Something that you can't take for granted. I like Mike McCarthy for the Cowboys, but I feel like we always get in each other's way, and we make questionable calls we're not quick. You know what I'm saying? You got to make a call at the right time. You can't call 3 pass plays when you're up 7 and they got 2 timeouts. You got to make them burn timeouts. There's clock management that I feel like the Cowboys always struggle with, and in the playoffs, that shit comes back to bite you in your ass. So I'm just saying, shout out to Mike T. Shout out to Buffalo's been winning. Shout out to CJ Stroud and the Texans. Love the way he's been playing. Rookie. Between him and Puka Nacua, who's going to win Rookie of the Year as far as offense? Man, that's a tough one. Puka's been balling. The Rams at Los Angeles have been balling. They can make some noise in the playoffs. McVay's got the experience. I know they're kind of young, but they still got Stafford. Cooper Kupp's on that squad, and Puka Nacua, who's been outstanding, obviously. So that's probably a team you don't want to play in the NFC. Another team you don't want to play in the AFC, probably like a team like Cleveland Browns with Joe, I ain't too old, still feeling young Flacco, Myles Garrett, Amari Cooper, David Njoku. The Cleveland Browns look legit. They got Stefanski at coach. They got a really good system at running back with a couple running backs that they intertwine. Kareem Hunt and my other guy, I think his name is Ford. I don't know exactly, sorry, but he's been doing outstanding. So shout out to Cleveland Browns. They definitely been balling. They can make a run, man. I mean, that's a team you definitely don't want to play. Obviously, Baltimore, I feel like got to get the favorite nod right now. And then you still got other teams that are making noise, but they're not making the type of noise that Baltimore is making. So we got to wait and see as far as the AFC. As far as the NFC, let's see. We got the Philadelphia Eagles losing to the Arizona Cardinals, 35-31. Boy, oh boy, I gotta tell you, man, that looked like a bad loss. They couldn't stop a nosebleed. Kyler Murray was driving down the field, marching down the field left and right. The defense coordinator didn't make any adjustments. I think his name is Brian Johnson. Philly's been really, really struggling. Hurts played well, but turnovers is an issue with him. A.J. Brown looks discouraged every single time now. Like, he's showing bad body language. No disrespect. The boy's a beast, but you do want your players to look a little bit more enthusiastic when you're going through struggles and show that, y'all still not fazed by y'all struggles. They're showing all type of them being fazed. So, Bird Gang, Fly Eagles Fly. It looked like the Eagles got a shot in the sky. So all you Philly fans, act like you're not panicking. It's time to panic. Cowboys win next week. They win the division. Philly struggling. Obviously still a team that's dangerous maybe in the playoffs, but I don't see it. They're showing so many flaws. And at this point of the season, when you show this many flaws, usually you get burnt. So Philly's struggling, man. Teams on the rise. You got, obviously, the 49ers. They lost to Baltimore last week, but they won this week against Washington Commanders 27-10. Purdy had 2 touchdowns. Looked really good. 49ers, Super Bowl favorites in the NFC, and I'm sticking by it. AFC, Baltimore, and I'm sticking by it. Love to see the Cowboys make it, but I don't know. I got to keep it real. So yeah, man, that's kind of like the NFL, wrap up. I think, we're starting to see the teams that we think are going to be there, and the teams that maybe weren't off to a hot start make runs, like Los Angeles Rams, Cleveland Browns, teams like that could be a dangerous threat that you might not want to play. Buffalo Bills. So yes, we shall see, man. It's a lot of good topics. As far as me being disappointed in watching it, it's the officials. The officials are letting me down and letting us as fans down. And it's really starting to kind of conflict with the game and its purity of the sport, of the joy of what we love to watch. So NFL officials, do better. That's the NFL, man. Going to the NBA and the hoops. We got Darvin Ham. I'm going to start off by Darvin Ham and the Los Angeles Lakers, 17-17. What are we doing, guys? You know what I'm saying? Darvin Ham is not making the right adjustments, I don't feel. I feel like when teams go on a big run, we don't really know how to stop a run as a Lakers. We don't know how to call timeout. We don't know how to substitute this player for this player. This player is a good matchup to play against. This player, he's just going with what he thinks is on the game plan before the game and riding it out all game. You know, this is a certain situation where you have to make adjustments. And me personally, I seen it last year. I've been harping on it. I feel like Darvin Ham doesn't make the right adjustments at the right time. So, you know what I'm saying? He's not a good adjustment coach. They're 17-17. Me personally, I think it's time. I think it's time to go to a different coach. Which coach that is, I don't know. Maybe Phil Handy. Maybe Phil Handy. We got Phil Handy sitting there just waiting for his turn. Knows all about the game of basketball. Knows how to coach. Has been on the Lakers staff forever. Knows the organization. Let's give Phil Handy a shot, man. Damn. Shit, I know he can coach, bro. Darvin Ham is just sitting there. He's not really analyzing the game. He's watching the game. I feel like he watches it like he's a fan, like how I'll be watching it. Bro, you are a head coach. Do the right shit. I understand Lakers have had injuries with Rui Hachimura, Cam Reddish, Gabe Vincent. I get it. There have been injuries. But also, though, 17-17 with LeBron James playing at an exceptional rate right now. And Anthony Davis has been playing exceptional, as much as I get on his case. So how can you be at 500? I got to look to one person and one person only, and that's the head coach, bro. See you, man. It's time to get the hell out of here, bro. Y'all better win some games or else it's time, bro. You got to go. Moving on, Detroit Pistons finally got a win. Thank God. 28-game losing streak is snapped, breaking the record for most losses ever. Cade Cunningham showed out. They beat Toronto Raptors, and they were getting close to winning. They went into overtime with Boston Celtics the game before that. And you know what I'm saying? Now they can kind of see, can they reel off some wins to grow as a basketball team? I don't want to be negative on them, but damn, 28 losses was just so much. But you know what? It's over now, so we can keep it moving. They'll always be in the history, but you know, they do got talent on that team. I'm a huge fan. And like I said, of Cade. I think they still, you know, Bogdanovich has been on that team. He's helping out from what I'm seeing. And as far as like Ivy and some of the young crew, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Detroit for finally getting the dub, the Pistons, and maybe, you know what I'm saying, there's brighter times ahead. So we can move on now. In the NBA, we got, I mean, you know, Minnesota's still hot. Ant-Man is hot. You know, he's making a case for first-team All-NBA, definite All-Star in the Western Conference. And then, obviously, you still got Oklahoma City with Shea Alexander, SGA, making his case for first-team All-NBA. He's been balling. So those are like two of the best teams in the West. Sacramento's doing well. And then you got like a lot of bunched-up teams. Clippers have been doing very well. I think they're 19-12. Russ has accepted his role off the bench. Harden has looked great. Kawhi's missed like the last 5 games, but they're still winning. PG is back. I mean, they got so much talent on that team with Norman Powell and Terrence Mann. Yeah, I think so. And Ty Lue as the coach, who's probably the best coach to me in the NBA. So shout out to the Clips, man. I mean, I was definitely critical of them a couple weeks back, thinking I don't think it'll work. I still don't think they're going to win a championship, but I do think that with Kawhi and Harden both healthy, with George, and if they're all healthy and, you know, playing at a high-level rate, it's going to be hard to beat them. That's for damn sure. I mean, a 2-year-old probably could tell you that. I'm not telling you something you don't know. I went to the Mavs game last Wednesday. They played the Cavs. They were up 20. They lost. Kyrie's been out, but man, just to watch Luka in person, man, he's definitely up there at MVP. You know, I got him right now as the MVP. You know, obviously Giannis is right there. Obviously Joker's right there. Obviously Embiid is right there. But I gotta give the early nod to Luka, man. Luka's just so good at controlling the pace. You know, he can shoot the 3 ball. He can drive and draw contact. He can drive, get in the air, people be all over him and still kick it out to a wide open shooter. Luka is one of one, man, and I gotta say, right now he's my early MVP. You still early though. You still got some of those other players I named. Denver Nuggets is another team I didn't mention in the Western Conference. Still got to deal with. They're the defending champs, so got to deal with them. But yeah, it was great, man. It was great to see Luka. You know what I'm saying, in person. Definitely had a great time and enjoyed it. Other than that, you know, as far as the NBA, like I said, you know, teams that need to pick it up. The Lakers struggling, the Warriors are struggling, you know what I'm saying? You still got Boston hot in the East, you still got Milwaukee hot in the East. If they're looking for a showdown, Philly's 22-10. They've been playing great ball, even with Embiid being injured the last, you know, week or two. They're still playing very well with Tyrese Maxey, all-star. You know, Tobias has been playing solid. They got a good team. D'Anthony Melton's on that team. Pat Bev's on that team. Kelly Oubre's on that team, along with some of the players I already named, and of course Embiid being the main one. Boston Celtics going to be very, very hard to deal with. You got Porzingis playing well right now and healthy. Jason Tatum, JB, Derek White for the Celtics been playing outstanding as a two-way player. Can play offense, can play defense, and Boston's going to be very tough to beat. Obviously, Jrue Holiday, too. And then you got Milwaukee. You know, shout to Milwaukee, Dame time, Giannis. That's going to be cool to see going down the stretch. Who can make the right adjustments and who can beat who. Shout out to Tyrese Halliburton for the Pacers. Definitely all-star. He putting up 20 and 20 like it ain't nothing this year. The assist is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. Shout out to Trae Young. I've been seeing him. You know, they're not winning that many games. He's consistent. I know Hawks fans kind of want him gone. Well, send him to the Lake Show then if y'all want him gone. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of dude we need on the team. Motherfucker can shoot the damn lights out, can pass the ball, offensively has pretty much no flaws, and on defense we'll make it up, man. We got AD, we got Cam Reddish, we got Torian Prince. Even if we trade one, it's okay. You know, we can make up for it. That's somebody I want to see. I know they're saying Zach LaVine and shit like that, but I love to see Trae with the Lake Show. Yeah, so shout out to some of them players. Obviously, shout out to Ja Morant back. Shout out to Ant-Man. Shout out to, you know, all the players that I love to watch. Zion, you know, those type of players. Scoot Henderson. Shout out to Scoot for Portland. He's been picking it up. He's only 19 years old. He's been playing very, very well lately. So I got to give him his credit as a rook. And the rookies like Chet been balling. Wemby, he like ain't got to do nothing. He's already, bam, touchdown. Slam dunk. So shout out to Wemby, man. That's like a cheat code, man. You can't create that play on 2K. So yeah, man, I know I was kind of being a little bit quick. I apologize. I hope that y'all stayed this long, watch this long. Man, it's going to be, you know what I'm saying, interesting to see in the NBA, interesting to see in the NFL. In college, I got Texas over Washington and Michigan over Bama. It could go either way, but I like to see a Michigan-Texas collision for the title. So yeah, man, we gotta wait and see. There's a lot of stuff happening. It's a lot of motion. So, but you know, slow motion is better than no motion, and any motion is better than no motion. And your boy O on the ones and twos. Hopefully I can get some more people here. Hopefully I can get some good interviews, God willing, in the future. Grow this podcast, expand it. I do know, you know, what I'm talking about when I'm talking sports, but I'll get more into statistics and more in depth of details as the seasons pick up. And NFL has already picked up. I mean, shit, we're already to the playoffs, so it's going to be very, very interesting. Kansas City won. I didn't mention them. They struggled against Cincinnati, but we'll see what happens. You definitely still don't want to play them. I know they don't look good, but they got Mahomes. He's like, anytime you got Mahomes, like having LeBron, you have a chance. So Let me know if you guys agree. Until then, this has been another episode of Hoop and Sports Talk for Days. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you see this video. Just, to show some love. Even if you don't, I still love you. I go by the name of Omar, also known as O Izzy. Also go by the name of O Izzy, so just call me O Izzy. And I'm out. Peace.